Have you ever witnessed a child's silent cry go unheard? I'm Julia, and as the maid, I quietly watched Emily suffer under her own mother's cold neglect. But everything changed when I revealed one powerful secret, proving kindness is stronger than cruelty. This isn't an ordinary story. It's about finding strength where you least expect it. Please share your thoughts below, like the video, and subscribe to join our community. Let's begin.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Epic Stories. Today I've invited someone truly special to share her extraordinary journey. Meet Julia, a humble maid whose quiet courage changed an entire family's destiny. Julia, thank you for being here. Please, share your powerful story.
Thank you so much. It's truly an honor to be here. Now, let me share my story with all of you. I stood quietly by the ornate doorway, unseen and forgotten. Madame Caroline's voice, sharp and dismissive, echoed cruelly. "Julia, stop hovering and do something useful for once." Heat rose in my cheeks, shame tightening my throat instantly. Guests exchanged glances, their eyes full of silent judgment. I nodded obediently, biting back tears that threatened to fall. Each day was a repetition, my dignity chipped away slowly. Yet, this humiliation felt deeper, sharper, impossible to hide. In that moment, invisible walls closed in around me again. From across the room, young Emily watched silently, saddened. Her eyes, deep with quiet empathy, reminded me of my worth. But how could kindness survive in such cold indifference? Despite the mistreatment, my heart held tightly onto kindness. Early mornings, I gently prepare Emily's favorite breakfast. Her tired smile, gratitude genuine, warmed me more than praise. I discreetly tucked notes of encouragement inside her books. Small gestures, unnoticed by most, but profoundly felt by her. Each evening, I carefully placed fresh flowers by her bedside. She'd never speak much, but her thankful eyes spoke volumes. Once, hearing her softly cry alone, I stood quietly nearby. "Julia," she whispered, "you're the only one who truly sees me." I knew what it was to feel unseen, unheard, painfully alone. My small acts felt like whispers of hope in our harsh reality. Through silent understanding, our bond quietly grew stronger. But tension in that household only seemed to grow heavier. Emily withdrew deeper into herself, her sadness deepening. Her mother, Madame Caroline, chased prestige relentlessly. I watched helplessly as Emily performed, exhaustion obvious. My heart ached to see her drained, passion fading quickly away. Each applause seemed empty, her smile more fragile each time. Yet her mother was blind, seeing only fame and success. One evening, I discreetly brought tea to soothe Emily's nerves. Madame Caroline's voice sharply snapped, "Don't coddle her!" Humiliated again, I bowed my head, stepping quietly aside. Emily glanced apologetically at me, pain clear in her eyes. In my silence, I felt painfully inadequate, wishing for strength. My work grew increasingly challenging, stress building daily. Madame Caroline criticized constantly, satisfaction impossible. Yet Emily's quiet appreciation offered brief moments of solace. Late one evening, she confided softly, "I'm tired, Julia." I understood instantly. The weight she carried felt crushing. My voice gentle, comforting. "Your pain matters deeply to me." Her tears spilled openly, a dam breaking under immense strain. I held her close, offering comfort she'd never received before. That night, I recognized my purpose clearly for the first time. My role wasn't simply service, it was safeguarding Emily's heart. But how could I protect her against such overwhelming neglect? Uncertainty gnawed at me, but resolve slowly took deeper root. One afternoon, an unexpected incident brought painful clarity. Emily, exhausted from relentless demands, fainted mid-performance. Madame Caroline reacted with embarrassment, not concern or love. Her harsh reprimand rang coldly, humiliating Emily publicly. I rushed quickly to Emily's side, shielding her fragile dignity. My arms gently lifted her, comforting whispers soothing her. Madame Caroline glared bitterly. "You're coddling her again, Julia." Defiance surged within me, yet outwardly, I remained composed. "She needs rest," I quietly asserted, determination in my voice. Eyes narrowed sharply, Madame Caroline hissed, "Mind your place." Yet Emily's weak whisper, "Thank you, Julia," fortified my resolve. I realized clearly I must protect Emily, regardless of consequences. Days became increasingly unbearable, tension coiling around me tighter. Madame Caroline watched my every move, critical and suspicious. Each small act of kindness toward Emily drew harsher scrutiny, yet I refused to abandon the silent promise I'd made myself. Emily's weary spirit needed me. I couldn't let her suffer alone. Quietly, I encouraged her to rest, offering words of gentle reassurance. However, Madame Caroline swiftly intervened, undermining my efforts. "Julia, are you deliberately disobeying me?" she accused sharply. Fear knotted my stomach, yet I held my head high, voice soft. "I'm only caring for Emily as any mother would," I replied cautiously. The silent anger simmering behind Madame Caroline's eyes terrified me. Yet, Emily's grateful gaze gave me strength to endure any challenge. Pressure intensified further. Emily's health visibly deteriorated. Each day, she grew paler, weaker, losing weight alarmingly fast. My heart shattered with worry, yet Madame Caroline remained indifferent. Once, Emily fainted again privately, collapsing weakly into my arms. Holding her, tears fell from my eyes, quietly dripping onto her hair. "Please, Julia, help me," she pleaded weakly, desperation evident. Determination surged, compelling me to confront Madame Caroline directly. Voice trembling, I spoke firmly. "Emily needs medical attention now." But Madame Caroline's cruel laughter silenced my heartfelt plea instantly. "Julia, you're a maid, not a doctor," she mocked coldly, dismissing me. Helpless frustration flooded my soul, my powerlessness bitterly clear. Yet, seeing Emily suffer deeply ignited a flame of defiant courage. Secretly, I reached out to Dr. Eleanor, a trusted family physician. Risking severe punishment, I described Emily's deteriorating health urgently. Dr. Eleanor agreed to discreetly examine Emily during a routine visit. Relief flooded me momentarily, believing help had finally arrived. However, Madame Caroline intercepted the plan, confronting me furiously. "How dare you undermine my authority?" she screamed, eyes blazing. Humiliated publicly, I stood silently, absorbing her cruel wrath stoically. Emily watched helplessly, eyes brimming with tears of shared pain. Yet her whispered encouragement, "Thank you, Julia," comforted deeply. Despite intense shame, I knew I'd acted honorably, guided by compassion. But my heart ached profoundly, knowing my efforts had seemingly failed. Would Emily ever truly escape the shadow of her mother's cruelty? The household became an emotional battlefield, tension palpably thick. My responsibilities multiplied unfairly, punishment for my disobedience. Yet, Emily's soft, grateful smiles sustained my weary spirit gently. Each evening, exhausted, I quietly comforted her emotional wounds, my loyalty unwavering, despite mounting exhaustion and intense scrutiny. One night, preparing tea, I overheard Madame Caroline plotting cruelly. Plans emerged to send Emily abroad, removing her from my protection. Panic surged sharply, separating us would destroy Emily's fragile hope. Trembling, I knew decisive action was needed urgently, time slipping rapidly away. But how could a mere maid like me possibly challenge such overwhelming power? Fear gripped tightly, but Emily's anguished face strengthened my determination. I couldn't allow Madame Caroline's heartless ambition to claim Emily's future. Desperation drove me toward action, courage overcoming lingering fears. Secretly, I contacted Emily's estranged grandmother, Madame Caroline's mother. Our quiet conversations revealed shocking truths about the family's past. Emily's grandmother, wise and compassionate, offered unexpected alliance warmly. Together, we formed a discreet yet powerful bond to safeguard Emily. "Julia, your courage reminds me of myself," she praised gently, empowering me. My heart lifted briefly. I'd found a strong ally in our silent battle. Yet anxiety lingered. Would our secret plans withstand Madame Caroline's scrutiny? Determined, I prepared discreetly, knowing revelation risked everything I'd built. Hope and fear intertwined intensely, keeping me awake each sleepless night. Could I truly save Emily from further emotional destruction and despair? Uncertainty lingered, but newfound resolve fortified my spirit powerfully. Despite newfound hope, my fears multiplied daily, testing my resolve. Madame Caroline's watchful gaze intensified, suspicious and relentless. Every subtle glance, each whispered conversation heightened my anxiety greatly. Yet Emily's grandmother advised patience, her calmness steadying my nerves. Quietly, I continued comforting Emily, masking our secret alliance carefully. One evening, Emily confided softly, "I feel so alone, Julia." My heart broke. I reassured her warmly, promising change would come. But doubt lingered painfully. Could we truly overcome Madame Caroline's authority? Sleepless nights became my companion, thoughts racing anxiously through darkness. Every shadow, every footstep increased my paranoia and dread substantially. Despite profound fear, Emily's trusting gaze inspired my courage anew. Yet uncertainty haunted me. Had I done enough to protect her effectively? An unexpected setback threatened everything. Madame Caroline became suspicious again. My secret calls had been discovered, her anger blazing dangerously hot. Cornering me harshly, she hissed, "You've betrayed me, Julia!" My chest tightened painfully. Trembling, I denied her accusations weakly. Her icy glare pierced deeply, eyes filled with unmistakable venom. "I'll find proof of your deception," she warned darkly, voice menacingly quiet. Fear engulfed me entirely. My plans teetered precariously on collapse. Still, Emily's safety propelled me forward, bolstering my faltering strength internally. Every quiet glance between us conveyed mutual reassurance and determination. Yet, my heart pounded relentlessly, dread gripping tightly with every breath. Would our carefully constructed alliance crumble beneath Madame Caroline's rage? Each moment felt perilous, uncertainty swirling ominously around my efforts. Tensions reached unbearable heights, household dynamics strained to breaking points. My every action was monitored relentlessly, exhausting my resilience deeply. Yet, Emily's health improved slightly, subtle evidence of our secret interventions. Still, Madame Caroline's suspicions grew stronger, her paranoia dangerously heightened. Late one night, alone in the kitchen, I prayed softly for strength. Suddenly, Emily appeared unexpectedly, her eyes wide with anxiety. "Mother suspects everything," she whispered urgently, panic lacing her voice. My heart sank sharply, dread washing over me intensely in waves. Holding her gently, I reassured, "Trust me, Emily, we'll survive this." Yet, privately I questioned myself deeply. Had I endangered her further? Silent tears spilled uncontrollably. I desperately hoped our gamble succeeded. Could we possibly withstand the devastating storm about to descend? Desperation drove me to seek Emily's grandmother again, heart heavy with doubt. She welcomed me warmly, her gentle presence instantly calming my spirit. With quiet authority, she spoke profoundly. "Julia, courage isn't fearless action, it's persistence despite fear." Her words resonated deeply, illuminating my path with clarity and purpose. "Remember," she added softly, eyes wise and compassionate, "no act of genuine kindness is ever wasted." Strengthened significantly by her wisdom, I embraced her advice wholeheartedly. Determined anew, I resolved never to surrender despite overwhelming odds. Her mentorship rekindled my faltering courage, anchoring me firmly amid uncertainty. Leaving her home that day, my steps felt lighter, purposeful, and strong. Her profound words echoed powerfully, transforming my internal struggle dramatically. No longer overwhelmed, I faced the looming challenges confidently and resolutely. My purpose clear, heart filled with newfound resolve, I knew exactly my next move. Guided firmly by newfound courage, my internal transformation became evident daily. My fear diminished gradually, replaced slowly by quiet strength and resolve. Madame Caroline sensed my changed demeanor, unsettled by my subtle confidence. Though still watchful, her threats lost their power to intimidate deeply. Each day, small victories fueled my determination, emboldening my actions positively. I subtly reinforced Emily's resilience, supporting her openly despite potential consequences. Emily blossomed visibly, empowered by my steady encouragement and care. Still, I knew our ultimate battle was looming ominously near, tension palpable. Quietly, we prepared carefully, aware every moment mattered significantly now. Emily's grandmother provided constant support, solidifying our alliance powerfully. My doubts gradually diminished, belief in our cause strengthening steadily within. Yet, would our carefully orchestrated rebellion withstand Madame Caroline's relentless scrutiny? The atmosphere within the mansion shifted notably. Tension and anticipation intertwined. Emily visibly grew stronger each day, confidence blossoming subtly, yet unmistakably. My heart swelled proudly, her resilience testament to our quiet rebellion's success. However, Madame Caroline's frustration intensified, her anger simmering dangerously beneath the surface. Each silent glance she threw my way conveyed unspoken threats, yet I refused intimidation. Secretly, Emily and I found moments of genuine joy, sharing whispered conversations filled with hope. Our bond deepened powerfully, providing emotional strength amidst growing uncertainties. Still, anxiety lingered persistently. The shadow of potential consequences never fully disappeared. Quiet encouragement from Emily's grandmother remained our anchor, steadfast and reassuring. Every evening, I prayed earnestly for our continued strength, knowing challenges loomed ahead. Though fear still whispered doubtfully in my mind, my resolve grew undeniably firm. Could we truly triumph against such formidable odds? Was victory finally within reach? Everything unraveled dramatically one afternoon. The harsh sound of Madame Caroline's furious voice shattered my peace. She stormed violently into the drawing room, eyes ablaze, clutching letters tightly in her trembling hand. "Julia, explain these!" she screamed, waving the letters accusingly. My heart stopped instantly. Recognizing them immediately, panic surged painfully. Our private notes detailing plans to help Emily emotionally recover. The betrayal stunned me deeply. Someone had exposed us deliberately and cruelly. Madame Caroline's voice cut sharply, each word dripping venomously. "You're fired immediately. Pack your things." My breath caught sharply. Tears blurred my vision, devastation crushing my heart mercilessly. Emily appeared in the doorway, eyes wide in horrified disbelief, helpless tears streaming. Madame Caroline coldly dismissed her protests, leaving me utterly shattered and humiliated. Forced from the mansion, my chest ached profoundly, betrayal and grief overwhelming my heart completely. Reality had cruelly struck, tearing apart every carefully built layer of trust and hope. Was this truly how our journey ended? Would injustice triumph again? The following days became agonizingly empty, consumed by grief and overwhelming despair. Memories haunted me relentlessly. Emily's innocent trust, Madame Caroline's cruel accusations echoing endlessly. Unable to sleep or eat, I wandered aimlessly through endless sorrow and bitterness. Yet amidst profound darkness, Emily's grandmother reached out compassionately, offering quiet refuge and solace. Her unwavering support gradually revived fragments of my broken spirit. Softly, she reminded me gently, "Julia, true strength is found in rising after devastating falls." Her wisdom sparked faintly within, igniting determination anew in my wounded heart. I realized painfully, yet clearly, Emily needed me now more desperately than ever. Though fear lingered powerfully, I resolved firmly to confront Madame Caroline courageously. My heart pounded anxiously, yet resolve hardened unmistakably within. Gathering strength from profound emotional clarity, I knew exactly what needed doing. Would I find courage enough to challenge injustice directly? And could I prevail? Mustering newfound bravery, I returned determinedly to the mansion, heart hammering relentlessly. Madame Caroline glared furiously upon seeing me, voice trembling with barely controlled rage. "I demand you leave immediately," she shouted harshly, eyes narrowed in dangerous fury. Yet, boldly, I stood my ground, unwavering in face of her intimidating presence. Emily deserves happiness and genuine care, not isolation and neglect, I asserted passionately, voice surprisingly steady. Emily emerged slowly, eyes wide with hopeful disbelief, drawn toward my courageous stand. Inspired by my defiance, she openly voiced emotional truths previously hidden fearfully. "Mother, Julia truly cares, something you've never genuinely shown," she declared boldly, voice trembling yet powerful. Madame Caroline recoiled visibly, shock evident, perhaps recognizing undeniable truths finally. The room filled intensely with profound silence, emotional tension thick and palpable. My heart pounded powerfully, aware this confrontation marked our pivotal turning point. Had we finally pierced Madame Caroline's emotional armor deeply enough to create lasting change? Silent tears filled Madame Caroline's eyes unexpectedly, startling us profoundly in stunned silence. "I've been blind," she whispered painfully, realization dawning visibly within her troubled expression. She turned softly toward Emily, voice breaking vulnerably. "Forgive me. I ignored your pain selfishly." Embracing her daughter tightly, genuine remorse finally broke emotional barriers, long erected coldly. Witnessing this profound reconciliation filled me with indescribable warmth and emotional satisfaction. My heart soared triumphantly, justice and redemption beautifully intertwined within this emotional climax. Madame Caroline turned warmly toward me, gratitude sincere. "Julia, thank you. Your courage opened my eyes." Emotional catharsis surged deeply within, vindicating every struggle and sacrifice previously endured painfully. Turning gently toward viewers, my voice warmly invited continued emotional connection powerfully. This journey showed me courage conquers fear, compassion heals wounds. Never underestimate kindness' quiet strength. Please subscribe, share your thoughts, and join me on more transformative journeys. Your presence deeply matters. Our story concluded, yet countless inspiring narratives awaited exploration, promising meaningful emotional journeys ahead.